are we ready for the final unboxing? I mean, let's be honest, it's not going to be the final unboxing of the year, but the final massive unboxing, because usually when I purchase books and stuff like throughout the year, it's onesies and twosies. You know what I mean? It's the beginning of the year, and this year it just feels like a lot. And I don't know necessarily why. I think because normally, because we homeschool year round, my stuff normally just cycles through at a slower rate. I just feel like everything's hitting at once right now. And it just so happens that math, science, history, all these things are like lining up. And so the need to purchase all that stuff right now for the upcoming year that we're currently like moving into, the 26-27 school year, it is what it is. But as far as like my core curriculum, this is it. I got all of the stuff except for literature for my oldest going into 7th grade. But that's a digital product and it hasn't even come out yet. So I'll share that once I get it. All right, let's take a look. Here we go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to unbox these off camera just to make it go faster, because I'm not the most efficient person when it comes to doing unboxings. I'm very clumsy with it. I'm just going to pre-open everything and then we'll go through it. Okay, so before I begin, disclaimer, I have the windows open, the sliding doors open, and I'm getting this beautiful like spring breeze coming in, and it is just lovely. But with that comes all the wildlife noises, like the birds and everything. So they can get a little bit annoying. I apologize in advance, but I'm really enjoying the breeze coming in. So in case you don't know me, hi, my name is Nancy. I homeschool my 2 sons. I have a 4th grader, which is rising into 5th grade, and I have a 6th grader, rising 7th grader. And we homeschool year round. So all these unboxings essentially have been for us in our school year that we have already jumped into. So I know for most homeschooling families, they probably transition around August or so, August, maybe the beginning of September. But because we homeschool year round, we just keep on going. And our time off is usually in December. We usually take the entire month of December off, except for like book studies and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to show you the miscellaneous books that I got, my intended purpose behind it, and we're going to flip through everything. So, if you haven't already, get yourself like a cup, watch this when the kids go down, airplay it like on your TV and stuff, because I tend to chit chat like a lot. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed and you like these kind of videos, don't forget to subscribe. Okay. This is new to me, and I know that this is probably not new to a bunch of you guys, because I think this is a Charlotte Mason book favorite, isn't it? Because I know I've seen it around in circles, you know? So Peterson First Guide to Insects. Now, I probably never ever would have purchased this if I hadn't come across it at my local bookstore. And when I was there, I had an opportunity to flip through it, because I think oftentimes we see it mentioned in people's like Instagram posts or something like that, but we never actually see a flip through. So I'm going to flip through it to show you why I like it. Okay. So Peterson's First Guide of Insects to North America, and then the Urban Wildlife. Personally, I like this one a little bit better, but they're both good. But this is the one that drew me in. Okay. So I want to, and I take advantage, like pause the video so that way you can see the way that it's told. And I think that's where the magic comes in this series, because it is a series. He has like several. I saw an astronomy one. There was, I don't remember, but there was like 3 other ones that I saw in addition to these in here. I know astronomy was another one, and I forgot. Oh, butterflies, I think was one. And then I don't remember what the other one was. But pay attention to the way that the story is told, okay? And I'm going to just jump straight. And it's black and white, and there's color. So at first glance, nothing really special, right? It's just kind of like, okay, it almost looks like a reference book style book, okay? But let's just pause it on this random page. And I'm going to bring it up close to the camera and just read it. Like, look at the milkweed butterflies. Look at the way that he writes the description of it. And it immediately just brought me into the story. So pause it, and I'm going to turn it to another one. Hold on. Let's just do swallowtails. Look at the way he tells it. It's almost like the story, and I love that. So let's go into this one. Look at that. Cicadas are best known for their song and their unusual life cycle. Their appearance is also unique, but because they typically rest high in trees, you're more likely to hear them than see them. Like, this is interesting to me. And I am not a bug person. Okay, so I got that. So the insect is my favorite. The wildlife one is told exactly the same way. And there's actually more colorful pictures in this one. Actually, I think they're all in color. Yeah, this one is all in color, but let's look at the skunk one. Like, look at the striped skunk description. Here's an animal with no need for camouflage. Its bold colors warn us of its well-respected weapon, a potent brew of sulfurous alcohol and oil sprayed from glands beneath its tail, with which a skunk can score a direct hit at 10 feet. I mean, come on, right? Okay, so how do I plan on using this? This is gonna be with me and my baby. my baby Link. He is in 4th grade, so he's not exactly a baby, but he's my youngest, and him and I are gonna be doing science together on our own. His big brother, my rising 7th grader, is doing a different science, and so I'm doing this. This is our bonding. We're gonna read through these adorable stories. We're just gonna read like a few pages a day. He might do some notebooking and some journaling and do some drawings and do like a description of it. I don't know, but that's who I got this for, and that is my intended purpose. It's gonna be one-on-one work with myself and him. Now, let me tell you, the same goes for this next book, okay? Another very popular Charlotte Mason. But the thing is that you never see the inside, okay? And so I never quite understood what the big deal was in this one. The Burgess Book of Books for Children. I have always seen this. I never quite understood it. Then, like I said, at my local bookstore, I saw it and I had an opportunity to flip through it. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I am gonna just turn it to a random page. That way we can just pause here for a moment and you can take a look and you can see the way that the narrative is told. So I don't know too much about it. I just had like, you know, when you're at a bookstore, and I was with my kids no less. So I didn't have, it's one of those, you either get it or you don't get it, you know? And so I got it, but I just briefly had like a few moments to like look through it all and stuff, you know? So it's my understanding it's told under the story of, I want to say a rabbit, Peter Rabbit. Let me see. Yeah. So lippity lip scampered Peter Rabbit behind the tumble-down stone wall along one side of the old orchard. It was early in the morning, very early in the morning. In fact, jolly, bright Mr. Sun had hardly begun his daily climb up in the blue sky. Like, you see the way that the story is told? Now I get it. Like, why didn't anybody do a flip through like that before? Like, let's see the inside. Like, what's the big deal? Because initially, when I first saw it, I'm like, okay, want. The pictures aren't all that great. Like, where is the allure of this book, right? Nobody ever broke it down to me. It's because of the story. And so you're learning about nature and you're learning about these forest animals under the guise of this fictitious bunny that is walking around in the woods, and he's interacting with all these other animals and he's learning about them, and then consequently we learn about these animals and why the nests are done high up off the ground and why some nests are done low to the ground, and all these other creatures that he comes across. You know what I mean? So anyway, I know everybody's probably like, duh, like I've always known that. I did not. Okay, the other one is a Jungle Book. I have an avalanche. Hold on. Let me rearrange some stuff. Hold on a second. Okay, so the Jungle Book, and this is that Minalima, I don't know, but I just really like all of them, and they're not cheap. They're very pricey and stuff, but I plan on always having it and one day passing it down to my grandkids and stuff. So I love the interactive feature. I don't think for your younger ones that this is a good investment because of the interactive features. They can rip and stuff if they're not careful. But with my kids now being older and stuff, I think it's really great. And if you're going to do it as an independent read, but if you're not going to do this as an independent read, I'm not sure. I think that there's better options like not limited edition, but like anniversary editions with like the gilded pages that may be more interesting, because you're going to lose some of the magic behind why you're paying so much for these specific editions if they're not the ones reading it themselves and they get to open up the pages and move the little interactive things around. Does that make sense? So I do plan on having this be an independent read for my 4th graders. So this is going to be an independent read that he's going to be doing. drawing, and we're going to be following a guide and stuff. And so for him, being able to open up the pages and having to interact with stuff, I think it's super neat. However, when I was at the bookstore, because I got this at my independent bookshop, when I was there, they had a gorgeous anniversary edition with like the gilded pages, and it was like a leather or maybe faux leather at this point. Do they even still do them in like leather? It was probably faux leather. And it was gorgeous, and I really, really wanted that edition. But I got this one because I figured he would enjoy it looking at all the stuff, you know? So anyway, I'm going to keep it wrapped up because I'm sure you guys have already seen these, but that's the Jungle Book. Then I actually have a couple more of these coming because my goal with my rising seventh grader, my current sixth grader, is we are working on our writing, but specifically citations. And so I got this because that's what I want us to work on. But I have a couple other ones as well that I also purchased because I'm just trying to find like a good one, you know? And I don't know which one is just going to be a little bit more of an easier one to look through and use. So I guess I'm looking for like usability, like something that's clear and concise and that I can use as a reference book and stuff. So I can share that over on Instagram. It's the same username as this account. So Into the Rabbit Hole with me. So if you follow me over there, which I think most of you do, when I get it in, I will share it with you guys, the ones that I got, because I got two other ones. I was like, you know what? We need it. And whichever one's going to work, it's all teaching you the same thing, but depending on how they teach it, right? So anyway, and I have a bookmark here because this is where we're going to start. Look, gathering information about your sources. So who, what, how, where, and when. So for me, this is where it starts for us, and then starting to keep track of our sources, you know? So I have it in there. Okay. The next one is getting started with Latin. And I actually saw that from someone here on YouTube. And when I remember who it is, I will tag it down in the description, the account, because that's who I saw it from first. And this year, by golly, we're going to learn a language, okay? We're going to do Latin, and my plan is also to do Spanish, okay? Now, that may be a little bit overzealous, but you know what? You shoot for the stars and you land on the moon, right? Isn't that how the phrase goes? And I think sometimes we as parents, and I'm going to make a very general statement, and obviously it's not going to apply to everybody. I don't think sometimes we strive enough sometimes, you know what I mean? So the thought of learning two languages, yeah, I think our kids are more than capable of doing it, especially the younger that they are, you know? I don't know if that's going to happen. I will keep you guys updated, but I thought just some basic Latin and stuff, and then Spanish. So Spanish and Latin, that's going to be my goal. We're just going to tinker in Latin, tinker here and there. Spanish, we're going to go full throttle though. We're going to go, I'm looking at the several online different programs that I can share with you guys. If you guys are interested, maybe do a whole different video at that time. But we're going to dabble in this, go full throttle in Spanish. That's the goal. So let me just show you like the insight so you see. So lessons are all really short. Actually, let me show you from the beginning. All right. Lesson 6. I'm shaking the camera left and right. Here's lesson 7. Very short. Lesson 8. We're just going to take our time going through it. It seems very like, okay, this is very gentle. I can do this. We just work on it. And so that's what I'm going to do. So then there's that. Okay, all the next stuff that I'm going to share with you guys came from, and I don't want to get the name wrong because this is my first time purchasing from them, Purple House Press. Purple House Press. And I think it's a very Charlotte Mason company. So everything that I'm about to show you until it changes is from that place. The first one is Combat Nurses of World War II, the photo edition. I was a little confused on the website because I wasn't quite sure. And so I was like, okay, I can't go wrong with the photo edition one. And so I got the photo edition. And I'm glad I did. And I wonder if the regular one just didn't have like any photos. It ain't, other than obviously that it was a photo edition. But see, in the regular one, there was also photos. So I was like, well, what's the difference? And I'm like, you know what? You can't go wrong. I'm just going to go with the photo edition one. So when we get to World War II later on this year, I thought that would be a good addition. Okay, then we have some artist studies because I'm all about art this year. This year we are diving into some art. We're going to learn about artists. We're going to explore different art mediums. We're just dabbling in all the things. So I got this one, this one, this one, and this one. And it is just information. It's like a narrative and it's a story. And it's got, works of art in there. It's telling the story of each specific artist. And when you look at the previews like online, it looked like a fascinating story. Like one that I would want to read on my free time. And I was like, when I saw that and it was something I felt like even I wanted to read on my free time, I'm like, you know what, we're going to do it. Okay, so there's that one. Here, I might as well flip through all of them for you. Then here's this one. Okay, there's that. And I have these from Simply Charlotte Mason, these artist portfolios that I've had literally since year one. And I think I'm about to go into my 8th year of homeschooling. Yeah, I think this is my 8th year and I've had it since year one. And that sucker has come in use so often, but I haven't used all of them. And I'm like, okay, well, this is a really great opportunity for me to interweave those as well. So I'll share that. I think once I get my act together and I have all my ducks in a row and stuff, I will just do a curriculum like breakdown, like what we're using for art, what we're using for math, what we're using for language arts, broken down like per grade, what we're using for history, like maybe not the history one, just because there's so much to that. And I myself don't even have it all, like all the books and stuff, because there's a lot of books. And so when we get close to that time period, for instance, then I have to go get it from the library. So I don't even have it like on hand. So maybe not history, but all the other stuff for sure. Okay, so there's that. And then the next set of books that I got are these from the same place. This is all from the, what did I say? Purple House Press. Okay, Galileo, Aristotle, Da Vinci, and Archimedes. And again, it's the way the story is told for me. So there you go. It's in black and white. Some illustrations, but it's about the story. And I plan on doing each one of these this school year. I'll see if there were any questions at the end of the chapter. Nope. Okay, there's that one. And then this one. All the same. It's the story. There's some illustrations in here. It's all in black. It's all black and white. And then the final book that I got from them is this one, and it's a pretty thick one. Joan of Arc, Mark Twain. Personal Recollections of Joan of Arc and Mark Twain. Let's see if there's a table of contents. Translator's preface. Book 1, Book 2, Book 3. All right, here you go. These are the illustrators. Hold on. That's neat. This is super cool. I'm really, out of all the books, I think this is the one I'm most excited about. And I know right now we're not even doing history in this time period. Like we're not, but I'm not letting that stop me. Like we don't have to be doing history in this time period for us to be reading relevant books in other time periods, you know? Okay, so there's that one. And then let me reset. Okay, so here's just some miscellaneous stuff. Prismacolor coloring pencils. Nothing too exciting about it. Just coloring pencils because the kind that we had were just like Crayola, and I felt like we needed like a bump up, you know? We needed something a little bit more profesh, you know? Something a little bit more. Okay, so that's it. Those are the Prismacolor ones. Then on Pepper and Pines on her YouTube, and I will tag her. She has a plethora of resources to deep dive in there. And our focus is going to be like watercoloring beyond the toddler school watercoloring skill level that I currently possess. Like we're going to dive deeper into that and expand our horizon with like watercoloring and stuff. And so I got a couple of her recommended books. This is the one that I have so far. I don't have the other ones in yet. But this is what it looks like. And it is 30 days. Learn to paint watercolor in 30 days. So, I mean, this alone is going to take us like a long time to like get through. But like, see, like trees and shading and evergreen trees and how to do it and stuff. And then it tells you, see the estimated time, 45 minutes to an hour. Paint a forest to learn to evoke distance with tint, shade, and basic value variation using WOD. I don't know what that means. So we're going to learn. I'm telling you, my skill set level with watercoloring is toddler age. Okay. So I'm excited. I think that this is going to be lovely. I even got the Waldorf paints, like the actual, like that you have to mix and stuff. Oh yeah. I went all in. I went all in. Let me tell you. Okay. So there's that. And then I got this one. And I got this based off, I want to say, I'm pretty sure it was Stories of Color, but I think it was Heritage Mom. It was Heritage Mom and or Stories of Color. And if you don't follow either of them on Instagram, I don't know if they have a YouTube channel, and if they do, I will tag them. But if you don't follow either of them and you like to include different voices and perspectives in your history and books and things like that, then definitely you need to be following them. Okay, so this is because I plan on doing Mark Twain, and we plan on reading Mark Twain, and afterwards we plan on reading this. And so that way we can compare and contrast, explore the different perspectives and stuff. And this is told from Jim's point of view. So the enslaved friend of Huck's, right? So Jim's point of view. Yeah, so I'm really excited, and that's my plan. I'm telling you, follow accounts that inspire you. Yeah, so I'm really excited for that one. We're going to be doing that sometime this summer. All right, that's it for like miscellaneous stuff, like just random here and there. Now, the final thing is we're going to open up another Beyond the Page package. Okay, guys, have patience with me. This is my first time I'm looking at it. I've never used Beyond the Page for this subject. I've actually never used personally any other math other than Eureka, which is a free math curriculum online. It's excellent. And so for my youngest, I am going to be doing this in addition to Eureka. So what I plan on doing is I plan on interweaving the two maths. So there's nothing wrong with Eureka at all. I think sometimes he takes a different approach. He needs a different approach. He needs a different way of doing things. And I have found that for all of fourth grade, we had a little bit of a difficulty in terms of he just understands math a little bit differently through a hands-on approach and stuff. And he was doing fine with kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade for Eureka, and for most of fourth grade. But there were certain units when it got to the decimal portion that we had to slow down, and I had to really visualize it for him, like break it down. He's a very visual kid and he likes to work with his hands. And so I saw DDC Homeschool. I will tag her. She shares a lot about Beyond the Page. but she was the only one I had ever seen that shared like math. And then she shared some activities where her kid was like doing something with fractions. I was like, that is really neat, you know, and I thought that my son would like it. So how I plan on doing it is I plan on approaching the unit first like this, and then I plan on doing the same unit in Eureka and then flip-flopping back and forth. So it's really funny because Eureka also has a unit study style way of doing it. So theirs is broken up into different modules. I want to say six. Or is it 4? I don't even remember, but they're broken up into different modules. This also is broken up into different modules by concept, same as Eureka. So it will be really easy to match those concepts up. So for instance, concept 1 could be multiplication, multiplying fractions, for instance, right? And so I just have to line it up with the beyond the page one, you know? So that's what my plan is. So let me just share. I have no idea what this is, okay? I'm going to have to look at this and figure it out. An interactive notebook. And it gives you instructions. So you're just, once your child has completed a page designated for the interactive notebook, punch holes in the page using a 3-hole punch, and then insert the page in the correct section of the notebook. And you can also include other material in the notebook as well. And I think it's just a way of like record keeping, or just like having a scrapbook of things for math that they can look back on. Either way, I think this would be neat for evaluation purposes. You know, when you do homeschool evaluations, usually I just bring the last unit that they just completed in Eureka, and I just bring it to her, and she's cool. And like, she's like, okay, I can see, check mark it off. You know what I mean? But this would be nice, maybe as a keepsake to keep. I think that's what that is. Okay, so there's that. So just like their other units, it's I wouldn't say their math is literature based, but they incorporate literature in with their math, and not every single unit, I don't think. So there's 4 books that come in the ages 9 to 11. There is The Multiplying Menace Divides. Here, I'll flip through them all. There is Circumference Gets Decimal Points, or Gets Decima's Point. There's Multiplying Menace, The Revenge of Rumpelstiltskin. And there's Beyond a Million, An Amazing Math Journey. I think they're all cute. They're all cute. I think that's a nice plus to it, you know? Okay, so I'm going to show you each one, and then we'll go through like the first module, okay? So this is unit 1, and this is on place values. Oh, and it tells you, see, like it tells you semester 1, semester 2, semester 1, 19 days, 26 days, and then 15 days and 20 days for a total of 80 days. And then semester 2, it has the breakdown in here. Okay, so you have place value, the order of operations or 4 operations. Looks like you're going to be working with exponents, measurements, adding and subtracting fractions, multiplying fractions, geometry, dividing fractions, and volume skills review. All right, so let's just go through the very first one. And by the way, I will say, because sometimes I always wonder about Eureka, and I get a question like all the time on Eureka on how rigorous it is and all that stuff. I will say, I think that we've been set up really well with Eureka, really well. My oldest 2 always used Eureka for grades K to grades 5. He used Eureka, and now he's using ThinkWell, and there's never been like a hard like transition point into like where he feels like he has to get caught up because there were gaps. I think it's gone really well. When I was looking at the samples for this like online and stuff, I almost thought that it was almost a little too easy for him. So, and I'm saying that just to give you an idea on the rigor of Eureka, because even though it's a free curriculum, doesn't mean that it's not like, it's not a great curriculum. I think it's great, and I think it's amazing that it's available for free online. So anyway, so Eureka is what he's using, and I do plan on using this for more of like a hands-on component and stuff. So I plan on interweaving the two. I have no idea how that's going to work out. I've never done that with math. For math, we've always just used one thing, but I think that this is going to be really great for him. So here is the first one, and it has the breakdown. So for lesson 1, you're going to be reviewing numbers to 1,000,000 for 2 days, comparing and ordering numbers 2 days, digits to the left and right, decimals to the thousands, comparing decimals, rounding to thousands, powers of 10, working with powers of 10, Roman numerals, problem solving, a test, and number trading cards. So that is the table of content. You have vocabulary and a lesson breakdown with details on exactly what the objective is going to be for each lesson and what you're going to learn about. And then you also have a materials list, the required books. So this one goes with the one beyond 1,000,000. And then you have your lesson 1, which is going to be 2 days. So you're going to be reviewing the place value system. It's speaking directly to the student. I can see right off the bat. Very different from Eureka. Very different. Eureka, you definitely need a teacher for it. It's very teacher intensive. And look, you're playing a place value song. Isn't that so cute? I honestly, I'm telling you, I think he's going to respond really well to this. And then you have a lot of activities. So what you're going to need, here's another one. You're going to play a little bit of a game and some definitions, going over expanded form, working with big numbers in different forms. So all the different ways, expanded form, number form, like spelling it out, talking about the 0. And then now a different activity, big number search, the place is right, a lot of vocabulary. You're going to do this cute little word form where you're going to fold it up. And I think it's just going to be like a cute little activity to kind of see all the different. So if the number is 1,002, you're going to write it out in expanded form, then in word form, then in number form, you know, and it's kind of like a little bit of a cheat sheet type of thing. And then how many digits does this number have? And then here you go. You have some numbers, word form, expanded notation. And then you're doing that with all these different numbers. And then you have a big number word search. Aw, I like that. The Price is Right, some sort of game. You're going to have to use the clues to figure it out. This number has 7 digits. The digits in the thousands and the hundreds place are the same even prime number. The digit in the hundreds, thousands place is a factor of both 25 and 40 and so on. So you're going to be using these clues. And here's that like little cheat sheet, little craft, like math craft that you can do to remind yourself on what the number form is, expanded form and notation, expanded notation form. And then big numbers are all around. So again, a lot of focus on word form, extended notation for that very first lesson. And then it goes into lesson 2. Okay, so there you go. I think I'm going to do a more detailed like flip through of this later on, and maybe we can go through the first lesson of each book, because I think there's like 8 different books, and maybe just doing one lesson of each. That way you guys can like see for those that are interested. But I'm really excited. But however, I don't know much. I don't know much about it other than I have researched it extensively, and I think that this is going to work really well for my youngest. I think that this is going to be a really great balance for him. And because we homeschool year-round, I don't think that doing 2 different math curriculums is going to fall us behind. You know what I mean? We're still going to be on time because he starts this on Monday. He already finished his 4th grade math 3 weeks ago.
but we've been doing a little bit end of the year review of things. And so for the past week and a half, he's kind of taken a break. And that's kind of like he has like a break time before we jump into the next year's curriculum. So he gets like a week and a half break. So he doesn't have to do like any math during this time. So he's already done with 4th grade. And so we're going to be jumping into 5th grade math, and it's only the beginning of April. So I'm not worried about us not finishing both curriculums by the end of the year. I'm not. I think it's going to happen regardless, you know? But anyway, that is the plan. And that's all I got. So, oh, wait. And it also it didn't come with it. Honestly, so if you don't know who I am, and I own, along with my husband, a small business called Jack and Link, and we make educational resources. So did I need the stuff that's in here? No, but I got it during one of their sales where if you purchase the whole set, you got like an extra 15% off plus free shipping. And so if I took this out of the cart and just purchased the books and the workbooks, I wouldn't have gotten the discount. So by doing it, I basically got this for free. So I ended up just getting it anyway. But did I need it? No, I didn't. Is it going to be handy to have? Sure. But anyway, that's it. Now that is everything. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully, hopefully I didn't bore you to death. Don't forget to subscribe. I will be back on Sunday to do my what we're reading this upcoming week series type of thing, and we'll see how long that lasts. All right, guys, bye.